Welcome to Inside once again, an event that is coming our way. Welcome to Mr. Balawal of Common. Tomorrow, it's a 3-day workshop on 21st policing capacity building tomorrow in Abuja. Let's start this with Mr. Balawale. Can you just give us an insight into what this is all about?
Yeah, thank you very much. And once again, which starts today with arrival of participants from other parts of the country, and then tomorrow effectively the tour information to get to your various publics. How do you do this? That's one of the issues we are going to teach the people, the participants who will come, the effective way of using the media to disseminate your information, to put across what you are doing. Every organization has information you want to put across. Every organization has duties it's performing, and you need your various publics. Another problem is when there are problems, explain in a way that will teach people how to approach you, how to build relationship, that you can make the media your partner.
Learns that the event is for PR personnel enough.
Yeah, thank you very much, because we thank God that since next, be that as it may, we can still see that there are rough edges that have to be ironed out. The police, the media in a democratic setup, how do they cope? Now they are back to their barracks. We thank God that they have remained there since 1999, but we see them making forays into the public space. We see other problem, and how can they cope? That they operate in the military is constantly. Let somebody say the superiority of your identity. Let somebody say the superiority of your identity. The need for people who are coming from the one that they are used to. We expect them to be able to explain things to them. They will be able to also to tell us their own mindset. It's important to, you see, it's not just for us to tell the military personnel this is how you must behave. We must also try to understand their mindset. When you see a soldier, when you see a military man will react in that situation. So it's important for you to also understand their mindset, even as you are trying to reform, to make sure that they are operating different from the usual. It is then that we will beneficial to.
We also know that one of the issues expected to be looked at in this workshop will be the issue of good governance.
It is likely going to be the kind of image that they have in the society. The kind of image that they have in the society is the one that is supposed to tell them the kind of that any chief executive link between whether you are in the Air Force was any chief executive link between whether you are in the Air Force was serving the public, whether your service is okay serving the public, whether your service is okay. They are the ones that where we deliberately put a caveat there. Any other officer that the agency feels will benefit from this of the world start. I don't want to hear from secondary study a world that is fast. Maybe the scope of knowledge is expanding because of the way that things are changing. The population is changing. We have more youth population now than we have of the middle age of old population, and their way of thinking, their way of doing things is radically different from what we used to know. So if anybody stands still not relevant to, he will be taking decisions that will be detrimental to the interest of his organization and to the interest of society. So that is why this workshop is for those image makers particularly, but not for them alone. We have been to an organization now where 2 departments where you can come, send participants, the 2 of you, because this one say I will benefit, the other one say I will benefit. Fine. So let the 2 of you send participants so that everybody can benefit. So there is hardly anybody who will not benefit if they come to this workshop, because the people who are going to present papers, parents, and the corruption, bribery. It is not about stealing or corruption. If a person is salaries and remunerations in that office and on that office, that is corruption. To do the law, anything that does not any situation,
and then workshop
the law, anything that does not any situation,
and then workshop coming up in Abuja. It's still in.
You are the voice of Abuja. You are the capital. Our state to enable, we believe in programming. Join our hearts to build a nation. If we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy.
29797. You can also call us on 0818 205. Public relations profile speak and a senior in the industry, Bola Ole, former editor of The Punch newspapers, and I've been trying to pick his brains on some of these issues. So welcome to the second half of the program. The phone lines are open. You can also send us a WhatsApp message on any of the three numbers. I'll call them again: 0903 2229797 or 0818 2222205 or 0818-2222-206. All right, Mr. Bolo, let's look at the public relations professional, and the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind when you hear, oh, this man is a PR person, the impression is that, oh, this is a man paid by the institution to lie, by the organization to lie on behalf of the organization. If there is something bad, he's the one that will come and kill the fire. And every
job is very, very important. You see, why do public relations practitioners have to lie? It is because the organization has not done the right thing. If an organization has not done it, but if the organization needs new ways of doing things, then they rely on old methods of doing things. You throw money at problems. It is not every problem that you can douse by throwing money at it, and that is not even the best way of doing things. I have been an editor many times over, and I know that when you get to call it, I only pin stories for you, but I will give you the opportunity to set your own side of the matter so that we can balance the stories. But do you know that there are public relations officers that do not know that it is incumbent on them to state their own side of the story? Rather, they will be putting pressure on you to drop the story entirely. And when you decide not to drop the story and you publish the story, the own side will not be reflected. You just say efforts to get comments proved abortive. When contacted, this person you say no comment, refuse. They think that when they say no comment, that you will not publish the story. But of course you will publish the story.
No comment is a comment.
No comment is a comment. See, you have already reached out to them, and they have refused to take the opportunity, the advantage of responding. So it is those kind of public relation practitioners that now go out to do things that are unethical. And they are the ones that are giving the profession a very bad name. Thank God we have a very vibrant Nigerian Institute of Public Relations today. Now, I think this week now they are having their conference at Ogun State. I think they have started to handle these matters. It is not by telling lies that sorry we made a mistake. So bombed maybe some civilians, and the chief came out and said, sorry we made a mistake. It will be found out that they actually did it, and their image will have been soiled. But the moment your PR person tells you the right thing to do, the professional thing to do, oh sorry it was a mistake, we'll make sure it doesn't repeat itself again. That quietens everything.
And it also engenders trust,
and then your credibility is enhanced. So tomorrow we did it, they know that if actually you did it, they will believe. So it is not in the practice of public relations that professionals should lie. It is those that are not telling. Also, is before you start fidgeting, there will be crisis situation. You prepare for it, so that by the time it comes, it doesn't catch you unawares. You are prepared, and you know the various tactics and the various analysis that will not soil the image of the organization that you represent. Because when everything is summed up, your duty as a PR person.
Okay, I also know that the spokesperson for such institutions will not be forthcoming at least not timely in getting the stories, and this sometimes lead to people running with one-sided stories, especially government institutions, although some of those things are changing now. Then the second part of it is that most things know that this is a PR man and this is what you say to the public. How does this impact on institutional credibility?
Yes, thank you. And you find that the PRO, the head of that organization usually now is in management positions. Okay. I know it happens in banks, it happens in other organizations who have public relations managers that are now general manager public relations. You have assistant general manager public relations. You have even directors as secretary to Times Training Institute or things like that. Now you have professionals. Before I joined journalism, I had a master's department of professional certificates, and we can hold our heads against anyone from any profession. So the profession has actually really advanced. They say because we are not doing it, it's not against the person of the PR that man that you put there. It's against the image of the organization. As chief executives that think what are they doing? I used to know one that says that described the PR department as a cost center. It's a center that's spending money and it's not bringing any money. And then I told that MD of a bank, I said, sir, do you know that it's not just a cost center, it's also a center that is not allowing you to lose money. So what do you mean? I said, by the time you run into bad weather and the amount of money, what you will need to douse the fire, it's money lost. I said, they are saving you all of that. Do you know that if you announcement and then you are sued, when you have a problem with your shareholders, do you know that you will lose more than what you are trying this rethink? And in many organizations now, we have well-kitted, well-managed media in the public sector. We know we executive federal said. So what happens? Information. So now when he makes a mistake with that second-hand information, how do you blame him? Because he was not there. So even in state governors now council meetings, I know that they are at the federal level. My friend Mr. Bayo Anonoga is a member. He's of the federal executive council allowed at meetings. So that is how it's a person working in these parastatals, working in these in government organizations should by virtue of the fact that their responsibilities demanded should be accorded, and they are being accorded it, and I think it is the right step in that are occupying this well-kitted for the role they have been assigned. That is why they need a workshop like this, for them to come and learn how they can better perform the functions of their office. It is when they perform creditably well that they will just and they fumble there. Then there will be no justification for putting them there. They will fumble if they are not well trained, if they are not abreast of develop new techniques. They can also, at a conference like this, it is where you do that you network, and then it becomes relevant for you, not just at that
taking advantage before because of our time now. How do professionals take advantage of the digital and social media? I know that you may
find out now that our children, the generation that's coming after us, are more at home with technology than us. Our children are more at home with technology than us because they unfortunately have been born into that age, and it's easier to learn as children than as adults. So they have an edge over us. Be that as it may, we have to continue to be relevant. So how do you do it? Number one, by reading, by learning. You must read, you must study. That is one. Number two, you must practice. Experience makes perfect. Don't be discouraged. When you try once and you fail, try again. You see, you discover at home, I have my footsteps. I've not finished what I'm doing. You see, they spend time on it. So we also have to spend time. If you want to be technologically savvy, you must spend time on it. You must create time for it. And then meanwhile, yes. In fact, Google said, ask anything. Can you put it? It's also there now. You can chat. And they will tell you everything. You want to write a proposal now, you just go there. Give me a proposal on this and that. They will give you the details, the outlines, and then you can now sit down and begin to modify it according to your taste. So we should, because we need it. If we do not age that we are in, no one can do without technology. So it is important that we do whatever we need to do to be abreast with technology. And that is one of the things that we also teach people at this workshop, that how people can leverage on technology in the performance of their duties. When you leverage on technology, it makes your job easier. Yeah, exactly. It makes your job faster. It gives you are able to achieve better results, and you are able to stay above the competition, and you are able to become indispensable to your employers, and everybody should be interested in doing that.
All right, we have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Mr. Bon. All right.